We like how that sounds. Thank you, Paul. It is time to take a coffee break, and we're starting with how many adult kids are still getting help from their parents. Christine?
Are you implying that I'm getting help from my parents?
Not
or you
at
just knew
all.
you knew it was my story. Well, you know what? Listen,
your topic.
This is your topic.
Still, when I go to dinner with my parents, I'm always like,
Would you like to pay?
They do every time.
Aw.
And your parents forever.
Yes, and my dad will always buy me stuff at Costco.
I
But
love it.
Nordstrom,
Very cute.
never.
Never.
Costco, all the time.
Okay, there's a limit.
Well, the number of parents supporting their adult children has reached a 3-year high. Savings.com found that half of parents with adult children provide regular financial assistance. On average, that amounts to nearly $1,500 a month.
Wow.
Now, parents report helping with things like groceries, cell phone bills, even vacations. I'm assuming family vacations. The trend is particularly common with Gen Z, that is 18 to 28-year-olds, but also with millennials, that's 29 to 44-year-olds.
Wow.
About half of those parents who give their adult children money say they have had to sacrifice their own financial stability to help their kids.
Wow.
Now, my thought in this, if I have the money, I will help my kids until
Of course.
I'm gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because why not? You know, allow them to have a little stress. You know, it's also every generation, things are more expensive for them,
Right.
you know, and their salaries don't keep pace with that inflation. But when it comes to parents then, you know, not being able to retire or having to work longer, then I think it becomes problematic.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's parents' choice, you know,
I mean,
they
assuming your
choose.
children are working and trying
Yes.
to, you know, help
Right.
themselves.
That
at
they
the
don't
same
have
time.
failure to launch.
Sure.
Exactly. Exactly. Then
Yeah.
that's fine.
But it can be rough. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but in my first 2 jobs, I didn't make enough money to even cover
Same.
like the tiniest apartment. I was on like government assistance for my electricity.
Sure.
And I still had my parents putting some money into my account. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to like pay all my bills.
Yeah, and back then, internships, at least when I was doing them, were not paid. So
No, they
I
were not.
lived with my parents for a very long time because I thought about other people though who wanted to be journalists, and if you actually had to work to pay rent, then oftentimes I think they get knocked out of the market
That's right,
in
yeah.
internships and they end up going into a different career. So yeah, I mean, I think generational wealth is really key to success, and we
Yeah.
don't talk about that enough when we talk about what people achieve. So like, you can't be ashamed of the help you're getting. Life is kind of meant to compound on the success of the last generation.
Yeah. So thank you to our parents out there.
Thank you
Agreed.
to our
Yeah.
helpful parents.
Thank goodness.
Okay, I'm excited about this. We got some drama in the animal kingdom.
Okay.
Baby monkeys are being kidnapped.
What?
And
By whom?
monkeys, it's between monkeys and pigs for me as my favorite animals, so it kind of has a sad ending. But let's get to an island in Panama. Young capuchin monkeys have started to kidnap the infants of other monkey species. Yeah, they looked at like 80 hours of video they shot, and these monkeys are just walking around with baby howler monkeys on their backs.
Why?
So scientists were like, well, maybe they're like adopting them, or maybe they are helping them. No, they say there's no point to this. They literally think the monkeys are bored and doing it for fun. It actually suggests that humans aren't the only intelligent species with youngsters who just do pointless activities. Like, this is supposed to be like teen monkeys misbehaving. But here's the thing.
What?
Most of the baby howler monkeys that are kidnapped die
Die
because
because
they're
they
taken
need
from
their-
their mom and they need to nurse.
Oh.
It's like those TikTok challenges that seem fun and then people end up dying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, leave those little monkeys
I
alone.
know. Do the capuchin monkeys know that these little babies cannot survive without their
They
mama?
don't seem to
think
care.
so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's not a good look for the monkeys, and I love monkeys.
Oh, the capuchin monkeys are not very nice.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
So there's that.
Okay, from monkeys to bras.
Okay.
I see why Paul skipped this coffee break.
Yeah, I don't think Paul wanted to participate.
No.
Women are debating on the proper way to put on a bra.
Okay.
Okay, this debate ignited after a Real Housewives of Potomac star, Giselle Bryant, and her podcast producer revealed their different bra hooking techniques.
Okay.
So the battle was born. Back claspers versus the front fasteners.
Okay.
Some people latch it in the front, they
That's
swing
what
it
I do.
around,
Yeah, of
and then they
course.
put their arms in. Others argue the proper way is to put your arms through the straps and then put it on and then reach behind and clip it, right?
I always have a hard time with that.
No, me too. Yeah, I can't do that.
And lastly, of course, then there's Gen Z. They're not just thinking on how to put it on, they're also questioning why it needs wires.
I thought you were going to say they didn't put them on at all.
That too.
You know what? And whatever the youngins want to do.
Okay, so ladies, I do both. It depends on
You can do that in the back
Yes.
with multiple hooks?
I can, but I
Yes.
feel like I don't get it on the right hook.
Me too.
and I think to get it at the proper tightness you want, you have to do it in the front.
I agree.
Yeah, I could do both. It doesn't matter.
I do the same thing in my swimsuit. I'll like put it on
Yeah.
the front and then
Me
swing it
too.
around.
Sometimes I put dresses on like that.
Well, sometimes we have to on this, you know,
Yeah,
like when
you're
you're
by
getting ready
yourself
at
and
3 in the morning.
right.
And so then I'll do a little bit up and a little bit
Me
here.
too. And
you
then
know.
you spin it once it's.
See, the ladies out there totally know what we're talking
Men
about.
don't have to deal
Men
with
have
this.
no clue.
This is why you
No
have an
clue.
easier life than we do, because you don't have to worry about how to get your bra on every morning.
That's right.
And that's why Paul didn't want to talk to him today. That is today's coffee break.
Now you can get your Kcal news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.